Welcome to Insights. Today, Matt and I are going to discuss excerpts from the sources that state, "He is forced until he says, I want." Matt, can you explain to our listeners what this means?
Of course, Rob. This phrase means that a person is forced to engage in Torah and mitzvot, even if they do not want to. By subjugating oneself each time a person comes to a state of lishma, where they want to work for the Creator. This is because from low lishma, a person can come to lishma.
Can you give us an example of this?
Sure. Let's take the example of a child who does not want to eat, but is forced to eat by their parents. Even though the child has no pleasure in eating, it benefits the child, so they can live and grow. In the same way, even if a person keeps Torah and mitzvot by coercion, it still benefits them and can bring them to a state where they have a desire to observe.
That's interesting. So, how does a person overcome the resistance of their body to engage in Torah and mitzvot?
One must add powers coercively. In other words, through persistence, habit becomes a second nature. This is the meaning of he is coerced until he says, I want. By forcing oneself to engage in Torah and mitzvot, a person can come to a state where they want to observe.
Okay, so can you explain for us, Matt, how prayer fits into this?
Sure, prayer is a way to make one's kalim, vessels, fit to receive the upper light. By the prayer, the kalim are made fit for the Creator to later give the abundance. This is the meaning of he is coerced until he says, I want. The Creator says, I want the deeds of the lower ones. The meaning of prayer is to crave the Creator's revelation of greatness, so one will feel a good taste in it.
How can a person work for the Creator even if they do not have pleasure in the work?
In the beginning, a person's work may be compulsory, and they may not feel any pleasure in it. But if they continue to work in order to bestow, they will be rewarded with delighting in the Creator. The effort made during the coercive work qualifies a person to be able to truly work for the Creator. Then, too, the pleasure they receive relates to the Creator, specifically for the Creator.
Thank you, Matt, for sharing insights on the excerpts from the sources that state he is forced until he says, I want. It was a pleasure having you with us today, Matt.
Thank you, Rob, for having me on the show.